The people want a governor who's not all about showbiz and avoiding issues. They want a governor who's honest and direct and tells the people what they need to know. And what we need to know in Illinois is we've got to make some fundamental repairs to our democracy. We got to straighten things out. We need to get our jobs going. We have a job recovery plan that's already passed the legislature. We cannot in our state invest in projects and buildings and forget people. We cannot forget vulnerable people, everyday people. They may have disabilities, they might be older, they might be very young, they may not be people who are on the front page of the paper every day, but they are the heart and soul of Illinois. They are the moms who raise our kids, our children, and we do have to be custodians of the future. That's what we are all about in America. We sacrifice as adults some of our present in order to help our kids' future. In a recession, there's always going to be a lot of hurt and anguish. We have to take care of our neighbor during those times, in my opinion. But in the middle of all of this travail and difficulty, our legislators decided that the best way to balance the budget that we have in our state that has a huge deficit, billions and billions of dollars of deficit, they said, well, the way to balance the budget was to afflict the poor and to cut programs that affect vulnerable people all across Illinois, to the tune of cutting those programs by 50%. I said in my budget address that we should have in tough times shared sacrifice. I just want to read today some of the consequences of what the members of the General Assembly proposed in a budget the other day. They wouldn't vote for revenue to have a balanced budget and to have decent care for everyone. Instead, they decided it's preferable to take 65,000 people in Illinois who have alcohol and substance abuse addictions and deny them treatment. It's, in their opinion, better to have 80,000 low-income working mothers, underline the word working, moms who get up in the morning, they're raising kids, they go to work, 80,000 of them would lose their child care subsidies and services. This is not right. 20,000 seniors who are now living in their homes, and that's where they like to be, and they should be, and they have home care services. It's a very ingenious way of helping people stay where they want to be. The most traumatic thing in life is losing your spouse. The second most traumatic thing in life is moving from your home, the home you're used to and you depend upon, and your neighbors are around. Instead, under this budget, 20,000 seniors would be denied the services they need to stay in their homes. 15,000 children, kids, who have foster parents would see their support cut in half. Are we telling some children in Illinois that they're not good enough for 100% subsidy? They're only going to get 50%? Not in my book. 23,000 adoption subsidies would be denied and cut. There's 175,000 people in Illinois, 175,000 people who would lose their community mental health services. Now, we don't have enough mental health services right now. When we say decent health care for everybody in Illinois, I mean mental health care as well, and I think everybody here does, and I think the people of our state do. So we have to, in this month of June, in the year 2009, put together a grassroots movement that gets a balanced budget, and that means we need to get more revenue in our budget. That means legislators of both parties, Democrat and Republican, are going to have to come together in the best traditions of Abraham Lincoln's democracy and vote for more taxes and more revenue. That's a hard thing to say and do, but we have to do it for the common good. We're in an economic emergency, the worst financial crisis in the history of our state. We have never, all of us have seen as many hard times in America in our lifetime as now. So it's very, very important that we band together for the public interest and do hard things. And I'm calling upon all those members of the General Assembly, including their leaders, to put aside their differences and their past arguments and focus on what's right today for the everyday people of Illinois. And as long as I'm governor, we're going to do that day after day. We're going to make sure that the politicians understand that when it comes to the people, and especially vulnerable people, those with disabilities, those with addictions, those who are older, those who are in the dawn of life, we're going to take good care of those men and women, no matter what it takes in the land of Lincoln.